family home. My name's Mia Swainson.
And I am Tasman Patrick Swainson.
Yeah, he's my youngest son. Now today...
I explained in the other episodes.
Yes. Today, what are we doing today?
But it's a trial.
We're making yogurt. In the end, I get to taste them.
Yeah, so we're making different flavours of yogurt today. So, to make yogurt, I'll show you what we use.
$1 for this.
I think I've used the last of our milk. So, what we do to start with, and I've got some I've just prepared, is with
Some hot milk.
yeah. So what I've done is I've just taken some milk from the fridge. Just excuse me a second. Ashwin and Xavier, you guys, hey, can you guys either keep it down or go outside? Okay. So I've taken some milk. Usually we do 2 litres at a time. This time we've done about 1 litre. And what you do with the milk, and you can have any sort of milk. It can be homogenised, non-homogenised, and full cream or not full cream, but it does need to be cow's milk for it to work. So what we do is we put it on the stove, and is that hot if you touch the side of that? Yeah,
It gets hotter when you touch.
it's a little bit hot. So what I've done with this milk here
It's very hot on this side.
Yeah. is I've just brought the milk to the boil, but not quite boiling, because once it boils, first of all, it boils over and becomes messy. But the other reason is because you don't need it that hot. You just need it hot enough to denature the protein in the milk. And so for those people who are not very technical like me, you just want to watch it so that it just starts to get bubbles, and that's when you turn it off. And let it cool. But for those who are technical, I did do a bit of research for you, and you want it on a thermometer about 92 degrees. So not 100 degrees, it's not boiling, but just about boiling. So 92 degrees if you've got a thermometer. So what I've done with this milk here is I've brought it to the boil, and then I need to, and denatured the protein in it, and then I need to let it cool down so that I can mix in some yogurt starter, or basically some live yogurt culture. And I've got here some yogurt that we made another time, and for each litre you want like a heaped tablespoon of yogurt for every litre. Okay, and so what we've got here, I've got the milk, and then I'm putting my finger in it. It's a bit too hot, because if I stick my finger in it, I have to pull it straight out. This highly technical method that we use, it's still too hot, so I'm going to let it keep cooling down. But you want it to cool, if you've got a thermometer, to between 39 degrees and 44 degrees. So we're going to let that cool a little bit before we add the yogurt starter into it, and then we'll leave it overnight. So while we're waiting for the milk to cool, we might have a look at some flavoured yogurts that we made yesterday. Would you like to look at some yogurts that we made yesterday? And we're going to taste them to decide what flavour we want to make today's yogurt. All right. So yesterday's yogurt, we did this process where we heated up the milk to 92 degrees, let it cool down again, and then we mixed in our starter culture, and then we sort of wrapped it up in a towel, and we've left it for 24 hours. You don't need to leave it for 24 hours, but 6 to 8 hours mostly, or overnight if you do it at night and then just pick it up in the morning. We've left ours for 24 hours. Let's have a look. So this is what it looks like. It's just been wrapped up in a towel for that 24 hours, and we've done 4 different flavours. Let's have a look here.
Fig jam.
Yeah, so we've got one that's fig jam. Yeah.
What's
this one here?
Honey.
Honey. What's the other one? Oh, marmalade. And what's that? Oh, I wonder if one of that looks like honey, and maybe that one's starfruit jam.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got different jams and honey to flavour today. So let's see. Shall we mix it through? I'm going to lift it off the towel and we might try them.
I'll try the honey one first.
Yeah. Honey one first. All right, so I might get a fork and we'll mix it through. All right, the honey one. Do you reckon this will be the tastiest? What do you reckon?
Honey's my favourite.
I would never have guessed. So I'm just mixing the honey through. The yogurt's made really nice on top so that Taz can taste the honey flavour. All right. But equally, you don't have to mix it through. You can just, you know, eat the fresh yogurt and then get into the honey at the bottom. What's that like? Is it nice?
Honey.
Yeah? Okay.
Next, star fruit.
A star fruit? Okay, so the honey's got the tick of approval? Oh, can't undo it. It's a bit tricky.
We must have screwed that one too tight.
No, he screwed it on so tight. It was very hot when I put it in, and so it created a seal. See, that popped because the air and the milk cooled down, and when things cool down, they get smaller. So here we go. So you can see you've got the plain yogurt on top and the star fruit underneath the jam, and so I'm just bringing that star fruit jam to the top, mixing it in, so that Taz can have some of the star fruit as well as the yogurt. Okay. All right. Try a different spoon. Let's see. What do you reckon? 10 out of 10? Was that better than the honey one, or was the honey one better?
Better than the honey one.
Wow. Look at
The
that.
next one, we're trying this one.
Fig jam?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't know if you can see, but on the top of the yogurt, there's a little sort of bubbles formed there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always whisk my yogurt starter into the yogurt, and I think that's what creates the bubbles, and I quite like it. A little tasty little bit on top. All right, just mixing this fig jam through. There hasn't been a huge method to the amount of jam or honey in there. Just been a little bit in the bottom. All right, let's see how the jam tastes. Oh, don't put it back in. Xavier, do you want to try as well? Now, what was that, 5 out of 10? So not as good as, no?
Can I try?
Yeah, you can try.
I'll give it a rating as well, and we can equal it out to about how much.
So this is Xavier.
I've
you,
been
Xavier.
on there for a few episodes.
Did you like that one?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10? Okay.
Which puts us to an average of 7 out of 10.
Oh.
Then I like the honey even more, 100.
Yeah, we might just rank them rather than.
Hey, Mum, you almost got my finger jabbed.
Oh, sorry. Hang on, Zave.
Really?
So
I thought we were using jam to make the sweet yogurt.
Yeah. All right. And
Not to put fingers in.
now this is marmalade. This one. I don't know how it's going to go. It's marmalade. It is very nice.
Can
as
I mix it?
Excuse me. Oh,
Can I?
sure. Marmalade made by my friend Mel. Oh,
Mel who makes marmalade.
has many talents, that lady. Making marmalade, just one. All
This
right.
is the cream spoon.
Yeah, so is that Taz, you can try the marmalade. Or don't put it back in. Yeah, don't put it back in. I'll get this fresh spoon. All right,
We are running out.
okay.
Oh no, we're walking out.
Oh, so was that better than the fig jam or not as good? Not as good as the fig jam? Yeah, marmalade's not as tasty, is it?
4 out
Yeah.
of 10.
You reckon? 4 out of 10. Oh my goodness.
But that's just me because I don't like marmalade.
Okay, yeah. Well, if you don't like marmalade, that's probably why. So Taz, what's better, this one or this one? So let's put them in order,
This one.
okay? And then for you, Xavier, was the fig one better than the marmalade?
Yep.
Okay, so we've got them in the right order. Let's have a look here so you can see here.
No, the fig one wasn't. No, I gave the
Now,
one.
which one was the best one? Was it the honey or the fig or the star fruit?
Both of them.
Together. Okay, so Xavier, can you do a tiebreaker and tell us where you would put these? Yeah, you can have a spoonful.
You have 2.
2 spoons left. So here's the star fruit.
Tiebreaker.
Okay. Beautiful.
Pretty good.
Yep. And then the other one.
Honey. Okay, that's
Okay. This is just, this is the honey. All right. Which is your favorite? Do you?
Okay. Drum roll, please.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
And it is the strawberry.
Okay. So Xavier rates the star fruit slightly ahead of the. And do you reckon the star fruit and the honey are better than the fig?
I put them this way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you like the fig, so you're not as keen on the honey. All right. So there you have it. It all depends on your taste, right?
So I don't like the marmalade. So.
Yeah. So,
I didn't like it. I gave the 0%.
oh,
I gave it 4 because it still tasted decent.
yeah. Okay. So I reckon
So
this
that
one
means it's.
here is just about ready. So we might just put our lids back on these so that we can actually. No, we'll have it after. But what we need to do now is make some more. We're going to make some. So which one are we going to make though? Star fruit or?
Star fruit.
Okay, great. So, let's get rid of all these spoons.
The spoons that need the washing.
They do need washing now. Do you want to wash them up?
No.
No. All right. So
This
there's
is
the
the
star
stuff
fruit jam. Yeah, thanks, Taz. Now, what we're going to do to make our yogurt, so just going back to the very beginning, I'll do it start to finish on the yogurt now. So what I've got here is our yogurt container, which actually is just a recycled honey, little honey pot. It's been cleaned in the not in the microwave. So ideally you would sterilize it, maybe just in the microwave. You could put a bit of water in the bottom. Just wait. Put a water in the bottom and boil the water, and that could sterilize it, steam sterilize. This one has been through the microwave, through the dishwasher, sorry. And so we find that works just fine in the dishwasher. So this is our container that's been sterilised. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to grab this milk that's been heated up to 92 degrees, so just till it gets bubbles in it. And then I've let it cool down, and I'm going to test the temperature just with my little finger to see is it the right temperature. So it's highly technical. And I want to be able to put my finger in and count to 3 and then pull it out again. And that is right. It needs to be warmer than my body temperature because it needs to be sort of 39 to 44 degrees, right? So if you've got a thermometer, really encourage you to use the thermometer. But if you don't, this method we've been doing has been working for more than 10 years now. And we've got the same culture. So it's been beautiful. So we've now cooled that down. It's the right temperature. So Taz is right because he did this with me yesterday. The next step is to put the starfruit jam into the bottom of the pot. Yeah? Oh, are you going to put all of it?
No, it's
Maybe
not
not all of
coming out.
Yeah, maybe use that.
It's not coming out. That's why.
Maybe you could put half of that in. Yeah.
It's really.
Yeah. Oh. Oops. Oops. You are doing a really super job there, Taz. Oh, look at that concentration. Fantastic. Just getting it in. Yep. Oh,
Can I whip this?
not yet. Might put a little bit more in.
Then can I whip this?
Can you lick the spoon after we've finished the whole thing? So you can't lick the spoon until you've finished cooking. It's not hygienic. Yeah. Okay, so we've got that in there. Now what I'm going to do, actually before I mix, we've got that in there ready. I'm going to add here a tablespoon. I'm going to get you mix it with a whisk. I'm going to add a heaped tablespoon. Oh, just a second. Can I? Of all over me. Of yogurt starter. Yeah. And yogurt starter is just any. You can use any yogurt that you buy from the supermarket that it has got live culture in it. So Yalna yogurt works really well, but any yogurt with live culture will work just fine. Yep. So we've got about a litre there, which is why we put a heaped teaspoon in there. Good job, Taz. And you can see, can I just show on the camera? See, I don't know if you can see, but it's quite foamy on top. Yeah. And we've really thoroughly mixed that yogurt starter through the hot milk. Okay. All right, shall we pour it in now? So then we're going to pour in the milk. Yep, on top here. Oh, let's see if we'll get that in the shot. Yeah. So I'll just pour that in there on top. Yeah. And then got a little bit of milk left over. I'll put that in something else. So pop the lid on. And then I'm going to wrap it in that towel. Where's our towel gone? Here it is. Yeah. Oh, that was a bit cheeky.
I just like cleaning up and I like sweet treats.
Oh, so that's perfect, isn't it? Cleaning up and it's sweet. All right, I'll give that a little wash down. So I'm going to pop the yogurt inside the towel here, wrap it up. Yeah.
Stuff food doesn't taste as well without the yogurt.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
For
Tastes like
me, it doesn't.
you like it better with the yogurt. So I've wrapped it up and I'm going to leave it just in a warm part of the kitchen. 3 o'clock. So I could probably get it out tonight just before I go to bed, or I could leave it overnight and pick it up in the morning. Like yogurt's such a versatile culture. It's been used for, thousands of years, and nomads did it. It's, it's sort of, once you get the feel for it, it's almost foolproof. The yogurt, the culture is. Yeah, I think that's about all. So then after you get it out of the towel, these ones here that we've already made, we'll pop them in the fridge, and they last definitely a couple of weeks, but we have on occasion left them for 5 or 6 weeks when we've gone travelling, and they've been just fine, and we've been able to keep the same culture going for more than 10 years. All right, so that's about it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you want to see if there's any questions? Oh.
Any questions or comments?
Any questions or comments? Yeah.
So if there's any questions, just type that you have a question in the chat function and I can bring you into the conversation. But thanks so much, Mia and Taz. I have a question. When I'm using the culture, can I use it if it has the jam in it, or should I just use plain yogurt?
Just plain. So when you have the culture, best to go for just the plain yogurt. I'm pretty sure that all of the Yalna pot set yogurts, which have, even though they have a bit of juice in them, would do it, but I would recommend going with plain.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And do you do anything different in the winter when it's very cold?
We don't. Yeah, but yeah, we just wrap it in a towel and pop it, on the kitchen bench. Our kitchen bench is above a heating vent though, so I think it's, as far as warm places in the house go, it's warmer. My mum, I remember she used to make yogurt when I was a kid, and she used to put it in the, after she'd cooked a meal, she'd make yogurt in the evenings and wrap it in a towel like this and put it in the oven. So it just kept that temperature a little bit warmer. Yeah. So you could do that in Canberra if you're struggling for temperature.
Great. All right. Well, unless anyone has any questions.
Or comments.
Or
comments.
Yeah.
Comments are great. Great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mia and Taz. That was wonderful.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. You say goodbye.
All right.
Bye.
See you soon.
Okay.